Okay, here is GEVO. This finishes at $7.94 today. That is up 37.13%. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is BBIG Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $10.82 today. That is up 5.87%. So the BBIG saga continues. The momentum is still very strong. This is still number one on StockTwits. It has been for almost 2 weeks now. So it seems like the apes are still in here, and the squeeze has not been squeezed just yet. So this pulls back a little bit to finish the day, but still a pretty good move here. But yeah, no news or anything to justify this price action today, or the past 2 weeks. So just more ape stuff going on, more retail piling in, and more shorts covering. Just another day for the apes.
With diamond hands, they knew they'd profit if they could only hold.
Alright, let's analyze this. So we have two gap ups, one at 160 way back, and one recently at $3. So those are bearish indicators. The stock is likely to pull back to fill those gaps to 160 and $3. Now, honestly, I don't really think it's going to pull back to 160. That probably will never fill. Still possible, though. But I think the gap at 3 filling is much more realistic. And maybe the gap at 3 will never fill either. Or maybe both will fill. Can't say. Don't have a crystal ball. But yeah, two gap ups, those are bearish indicators. Alright, so right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of $11 and $10. So if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 11, 12, and then the all-time high, 12.50. And if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 10, 9.40, 9.10, 8.20, $7, 6.50, 6, and then 5.30. And there is a bunch of support below 5.30, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 10.82, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect a significant amount of price action, either way this goes. However, if/when this comes back down to 5.30, the channels start to narrow, so I would expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this comes back to 5.30. The RSI is currently at 80, so that is pretty overbought and overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 122 million in volume today, very significant volume. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So I've been saying in the beginning, when I first started covering this, I think it's going to pull back. I said that I think this run is absurd, and there's no way this is sustainable. But now I'm starting to become a believer, because every single day, this is number one on StockTwits, and the momentum is crazy right now. It just keeps on pushing up. But honestly, it's a little bit difficult to tell where this is going right now. On one hand, looking at the TA, the technical analysis, traditionally and logically, this looks like it's going to come down. This has been on an insane run all the way from 3 to 12.50. High RSI, high volume, and two gap ups. So a lot of bearish indicators here. So if we're going just off the technical analysis, this looks like it should pull back pretty hard. But on the other hand, if we're going off of social media sentiment and momentum, that looks pretty bullish. This has been running for 2 weeks now, and it does not appear like the momentum is slowing down. We're getting conflicting messages here. So honestly, at this point, either way you go, long or short, this would be more like a gamble and not an investment. It's going to the moon or it's going to the dumpster. There's no in between here. So therefore, I think the best play is not to take a position at all, long or short. If you're not currently in the stock, I would recommend avoiding this right now, but keep an eye on it, monitor it, and see how the price action goes in the next few days and the next few weeks, and then reevaluate the situation and enter at a better price. Because if you go long right now, this could keep squeezing and you can make a lot of money, but at the same time, this can go into free fall mode and you're going to lose a lot of money. And same thing for going short. If this goes free fall, you can make a lot of money, but there's a real possibility that it's going to keep on squeezing, and if that happens, you're going to lose a lot. I don't recommend taking a position here unless you have the risk tolerance for it and you're okay with losing money. It's a high risk, high reward play, taking a position in the stock currently. So I'm not going to tell you guys what to do with your money, but the safer option would be to avoid this altogether. And if you want to gamble, then go for it. But just understand it's going to go really, really good or really, really bad. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today and in the past 2 weeks. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBIG Vinco Ventures. Okay, here is ATER Aterian. This finishes at $10.18 today. That is up 10.53%. So here's another meme stock that has been low-key squeezing. This isn't as popular as BBIG or SPRT, but this one has been trending also in the past 2 weeks. Again, it appears like the squeeze has not been squeezed just yet. Still a lot of momentum behind this stock. So again, no news or anything to justify this run today. Just a bunch of ape stuff going on. More retail piling in, more short squeezing. So let's analyze this. So it looks like we might have a possible cup and handle here. The top of the cup looks like it's $16.40. And the bottom of the cup would be $3. So it's a pretty ugly cup developing right now, but still a cup. So that's currently a bullish indicator that is telling us that this might come back up to $16.40 to fill the top of the cup. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 1050 and 960. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 1050, 1185, 1330, 1490, 1650, 1830, 1975, 2175, 2280, 24, 2560, 2680, 2870, 3030, 3190, 3280, 3415, 3590, 3710, 3830, 3970, 41, 42, 43, 4390, 4510, 4630, 4765, and then the all-time high, $49. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be $9.60, $8.60, $8, $7.50, $6.80, $5.65, $4.10, and then the low of $3. So right now at this current price, $10.18, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty decently sized, so expect a good amount of price action either way this goes. The RSI is currently at 68, so not quite overbought and overvalued, but quickly approaching that, so be cautious, guys. And this did 74.5 million in volume today. Very significant volume, second biggest volume day ever for this stock. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So honestly, this is another one of these stocks where it's a little bit difficult to tell where it's going to go in the short term. But if it were my best guess, I would say this is more likely to go to the upside than the downside. Really, there's not too much to go off of. The only indicators we have are the bullish indicator of the possible cup and handle and the bearish indicators of the high RSI and the high volume. So we're getting mixed signals here, and this cup is like right in the middle of the top and the bottom. And another positive thing that's going for the stock is the strong social media sentiment. So the TA would mostly suggest that this is going to come back down, but the social media sentiment would suggest that the momentum is still strong and it's going to keep moving to the upside. So another similar situation like BBIG, except this is in the middle of a cup and not at a relative high. So again, at this point, any position you take, long or short, would be more like a gamble than an investment. You might as well flip a coin. So yeah, very, very difficult to tell where it's going in the short term. It's anyone's best guess. But yeah, for that reason, I would say if you're not currently in this stock, it's probably better just to avoid it altogether. Watch the price action, and if you find a better opportunity to enter, then do it. So that's probably the best way you can go about it. If you really need your gambling fix, then go for it. Not financial advice. A lot of tendies to be made to the upside, and a lot of tendies to be made to the downside. A lot of losses to be made too, if you guess wrong. If your risk tolerance is not that high, don't do it. And if you're not willing to lose your money, don't do it. Another high risk, high reward play here. So if you want to take a position, do it at your own risk. Could pay off pretty big, and it could go really wrong. No in between. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is ATER Aterian. So here is SPRT Support.com. This finishes at $26.02 today. That is up 12.35%. So yet another meme stock that has been trending a lot the past 2 weeks. It's been up in the top 10 on StockTwits every single day. And this one's a little different from BBIG and ATER because this one actually looked like the squeeze was over and the momentum was cooling off. And it looked really, really bearish for a short moment. And then for the past 2 days, we've been getting a lot of price action to the upside. So maybe the squeeze has not been squoze. We're getting some strong momentum again. So again, no news or anything to justify this price action today. Just more ape stuff, retail piling in, shorts being squeezed. So let's analyze this. So we do have a gap down at around $31. So that is a bullish indicator. That is telling us that this is likely to come back up to 31 eventually to fill that gap. And honestly, that might be in the short term. And this looks like we have a cup and handle forming. Possible cup and handle forming. Top of the cup could be the all-time high, $60. It could be 38. It looks like a very deep cup is forming here. So that's another bullish indicator. So right now, this is sitting on the support of 26, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 29.30, 31, 36, 38.60, 43.15, and then the all-time high, 59.69. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 24, 21.90, 20, and then the low of 15. And there is a bunch of support below 15, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 26, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide. So expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this comes back down to 15, the channels start to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this comes back down to 15. RSI is currently at 64. So that is above average, but nothing to be concerned about just yet. And this did 63 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. Here's yet another stock, which is more like a gamble than an investment if you want to take a position right here. If it were my best guess, I would say this is going to come back to at least $30 in the short term. Then it might go flying past that, or it could come crashing back down. But I do think it's going to come back to $30 to fill the gap. But yeah, based on our gap down, our possible cup and handle, and the strong momentum, the strong social media sentiment on StockTwits, I would say in the short term, it's probably coming back to at least 31. So if you're looking to take a position right now, it's probably better to avoid it altogether if your risk tolerance isn't that high, or you don't want to risk any money. But I also would support going long here. You can make a quick buck. This should come back to 31 to fill the gap. So you can make about 20% there. And if this doesn't actually go to 31 and it actually just pulls back, then I would also support going long at $15. I think that is an excellent entry price. So going long is risky here, but I do think it is more likely to go to the upside than the downside in the short term. So I would support that. And if you want to go short, not financial advice, that could pay off pretty big. This can go into freefall mode again. But personally, I wouldn't do it. I don't think the risk is worth the reward here. A lot of room to the downside, but there's a lot of room to the upside as well. So there is potentially a lot of money to be made, but a lot of potential money to be lost. You would lose more money getting squeezed out than you would if this went into freefall and it went timber. So I'm not going to say don't do it, but it is too risky for my liking here, so I would not recommend that. But if this does come back up to at least 38 to complete the cup there, then I would say that is a very good price to start a short position. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today, and good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is SPRT Support.com. Okay, here is GEVO. This finishes at $7.94 today. That is up 37.13%. So we had some news on this, so let's take a look at that. Okay, it says a subsidiary of Chevron and GEVO today announced a letter of intent to jointly invest in building and operating one or more new facilities that would process inedible corn to produce sustainable aviation fuel, which can lower the life cycle carbon intensity of fuels used in the aviation industry. The new facilities would also produce proteins and corn oil. So yeah, major news today. Great PR. There's going to be a Chevron partnership. So the apes love the news, the street loved the news, everyone piled in, and the stock goes up 37% today. So it looks like we have a possible cup and handle forming here. Top of the cup would be 830, and the bottom would be around 490. RSI is currently at 70, so that is overbought and overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 184 million in volume today. Very significant volume. Biggest volume day ever for this stock. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So I don't think going long is a good idea here. There isn't too much more upside potential. It already may have topped out because this did hit 830 at the high today, which would complete the top of the cup here. So it seems like 830 is some pretty strong resistance, high RSI and high volume, so a lot of bearish indicators here, and really no bullish indicators. It seems like this only pumped because of good PR today. So if you were to go long here, you'd be FOMOing in not a great price, and it's probably going to pull back in the short term, and you're probably going to get burned and end up holding the bag. So honestly, really no reason to go long here. This is not going to squeeze. This is not a meme stock, not yet at least. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty decent play. For all the reasons I just mentioned, a lot of bearish indicators, high RSI, high volume, the cup complete and the handle is probably going to form soon. No bullish indicators. So this chart is looking very bearish here, and in all likelihood, it's going to pull back in the short term. So just some quick math off the top of my head. If this is in fact a complete cup and the handle is going to form, this should pull back to around 650. So if that's the case, you should be able to make around 20% going short. That's some pretty decent money there. Not the most tendies in the world, but there's not too much risk here. You know, I would say this is a low risk, medium reward play. So overall, not a bad play. Looks pretty good to me. So I think going short here is a pretty decent play. I would support that. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits. Not financial advice, but it looks pretty bearish right now. Probably going to pull back. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is GEVO. Okay, here is CEI Camber Energy. This finishes at $1.30. That is up 31.05%. And we did have some news on this one today, so let's take a look at that. Okay, so it says ESG Clean Energy, developers of net zero carbon footprints and clean energy solutions for distributed power generation, announced today it has signed a licensing deal with Viking Energy Group, a majority-owned subsidiary of Camber Energy, for exclusive rights to ESG's CO2-free power generation technology in all of Canada. So honestly, this stock has been low-key mooning. There has been some very positive momentum on this stock the past 2 weeks. So this positive PR today just gave it a huge boost. So yeah, the apes already liked the stock before this good news. Now after this news, the apes really, really like the stock.
We like the stock.
So let's analyze this. So it looks like we have a possible cup and handle here. The top of the cup could be the all-time high, 3.1, could be 2.8, could be 1.8, or could be 1.2. Another possible top could be 133. So there could be a few different possible tops, and the bottom would be 33 cents. So this possible cup and handle could either be a bullish or bearish indicator, depending on how you look at it. If you think the top of the cup is 3.1 or 2.8, then this would still be a bullish indicator, because that would mean that this has more room to run to the upside. If you think that the top of the cup is 1.33, then this would be a bearish indicator, because that would mean that the top of the cup did fill and the handle would soon start to form. So yeah, it can be a bullish or bearish indicator, but in my opinion, this looks more like a bearish indicator. It looks like the top of the cup was 133, and that did fill today. So if this pattern holds up, this should pull back in the short term to complete the handle. RSI is currently at 89, so that is very overbought and overvalued, so be careful, guys. And this did 281 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this pump today was confirmed by the volume. So not financial advice, but this chart is looking very bearish to me. Very high RSI and volume, and there's a good chance that this filled the top of the cup and the handle is going to form soon, so another bearish indicator there. Really no bullish indicators except the cup and handle possibly going up to 3.1 or 2.8. And honestly, I don't think that's very likely. I think the cup already filled. So I don't think going long is a good idea here. That'd be a high risk, high reward play, because this very well could keep running to the upside, but I think this is getting pretty overheated, and I don't think it has that much momentum to where this is going to go up, near $3. So if you go along here, it's either going to the moon or going to the dumpster. Very risky, and I don't think it's going to work, so I would not recommend that. And if you want to go short, not financial advice, seems like a pretty good play. So off the top of my head, if this is a complete cup and handle, this should pull back to around 80 cents to complete the handle. So if that's the case, you should be able to make around 40% here going short. That's a lot of downside potential, a lot of tendies to be made. And I would say it is a medium risk, high reward play. A little bit of risk involved here because, like I said, this can keep running to the upside and you could get squeezed out, although I think it's not very likely. So I think it's worth the shot here. I think the risk is worth the reward here, going short. A lot of tendies to be made to the downside and not too much risk to the upside. So yeah, going short here looks like a pretty good play to me. A lot of money to be made to the downside. I would support that. So congratulations to everyone who made money on this one today. Consider taking profits. Not financial advice, but this is starting to look pretty bearish to me. And good luck to everyone currently in this stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is CEI Camber Energy. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.